Hello and welcome back. And I'm going to create a Windows service here, which will be used for receiving and responding the request from any client. So basically, we are going to create this service to serve as a socket server. So this socket server will be able to receive the requests from the clients and it will be able to respond to them as well. Okay, so in this video, I'm just going to tell you the basic fundamentals of the Windows services. I'm not going to write any program in this video. In the next video, I will write the program and I will show you where the code is and how you can take that out. So I think I have already told you in the previous video. So at the same place, in the same repository, the GitHub repository, I will put my code. So you can take it from there. But in this video, I'm just going to tell you the basic fundamentals of the Windows services. So let me show you few things. So let me tell you about the Windows services. Okay, so let me open the services panel. So you just need to write here services and you will be able to see this. So this you can see the services panel, and this panel you can see there are number of services. A few of them are running, few of them are stopped. So this is the service panel for the Windows. There are some system services which are are running on the system account. There are some user services which are running against the user account. So both type of services can be listed here. So these services are basically continuously running program behind the scene, and they are performing certain tasks. Suppose this particular service like application information, this is the service which is continuously working. And if you want any application information, then in that case, this is the service which will be responding to you. Okay. Apart from that, there are other services like if you see this one, client license services. Okay. So this should have some other purpose. You can, just find out like what this service do. You can check one of the service and you can find out like what this particular service do. And from the services panel, you can only understand that these are the services which are running behind the scene in the background. And when you request few things, suppose you request few things related to the client license services as a client, then in that case, this particular service whose name is client license services, this will respond you with that information. So this particular service panel you are able to see, and if you try to start it or stop it, you can see you can right click on it and you can start, stop, you can do anything, right? So this start, stop, these are the commands that you can run here, and it will respond accordingly. So it means this particular service panel is very interactive, is really interactive. It is doing the things that you are asking to do it. Okay. So how it is able to do? It is able to do because there is another Windows service running behind the scene, which is handling this services panel. Okay. These are the individual services that you are able to see, but this service panel itself is an interface for you. And behind the scene, there is another service in the background running, which is, handling the request of handling your request as a client to start a service, to stop a service, etc. Okay. So that particular program is known as the service control manager. So let's go back to the service control manager. Let me tell you what it is. Service control manager, it is started. It is a program. It is started at the time of booting the system. When your system starts up, then this particular service gets started, service control manager. Okay. So service control manager, first thing, it started at the time of boot. And the second important information for the service control manager is that it works on the basis of the remote procedure call, RPC. Okay. Remote procedure call, what it is. Okay, I hope you are aware about it. Even if you are not aware about it, let me tell you. Suppose this is program 1. Okay, every program has its own memory in the process virtual address space. This memory area is totally for this particular process, and there is another process P2, and this particular area, right, this particular virtual address space is only for this particular process P2. This P2 cannot go inside the virtual address space of P1 and vice versa. P1 can also not go to the virtual address space of P2, right? So this is basic fundamental of Windows processes. They cannot access each other's address space. But with the help of the remote procedure call, you can expose any of the procedures. Suppose you expose one method here, get some in this process P2, and you want P1 to use this one, then it will be only possible through the RPC, which is remote procedure call. So remote procedure call is a mechanism using which one process can access the function or the routine inside another process's address workspace. Okay, virtual address space. So this is possible through the remote procedure call, and the same mechanism is used by this service control manager. Okay, so how does it work? Service control manager is a service. Suppose this is service control manager, which is a service which is started at the time of system gets started. Okay, and it need to work. It will work based on the remote procedure call. So it need to know the procedure name. So that procedure name, one of the procedure name is service main, or you can write any name. This you will write in your own program. This procedure you will write in your own program, your own name. आप अपना नाम you can give your own name for this particular service, for this particular procedure, service name. And then comes the another one. With the help of this routine, like service main, when you give the address of this service main to this particular service control manager, then this service control manager remotely calls this. Okay, remotely calls this. So along with this service main, you give the name of the service. So two things you provide: name of the service and the remote procedure call that it need to call, because this one is in your program. This function, this procedure will be in your own program, right? And you will provide the name of the service. So this name will be the key, and this service main will be the value, which means the function pointer, or you can say the callback function which it need to call. But in this case, this is known as remote procedure which needs to be called. So inside this service main, what you will do, first of all, you need to register this. Your function name and the service name, you need to register this with the service control manager. After you register this with the service control manager, you need to tell the service control manager second thing. What is that second thing? That second thing is the handler of commands. Handler of command. This will again be a remote procedure which will be provided by you, and that you will initiate inside the service main function itself. Okay, you will call one function which registers your handler, which means you are giving again the name of the command handler function to service control manager, right? So two things you give. One is like service main function, you can give any name, and similarly the handler of command, that function also have a name, and you can give this function another name, right? As per your wish, any name, right? I can give like service control handler, you can give any name. So this one you also need to register with this service control manager. And why you need to register with this? Because your handler of command means start, stop, all these commands. You want to start the service, you want to stop the service, you want to suspend the service, all these are the commands for the service. So which is the procedure which will be taking care of this start, stop, suspending, all these things, that also you need to provide. You do this. You just register your functions, your procedures with the service control manager. You does nothing. Service control manager itself does nothing. You just provide the name of the handlers. You just provide the name of the main entry point for the service. This service main or any name you want to provide, this will become the entry point, and the second one which you will initiate inside the service main, that becomes the handler of the command. That will again be a remote procedure, for this particular service control manager, this service. Okay. So when you do the start, stop, which means when you start or stop or suspend a service, then in that case, SCM knows, Service Control Manager knows that for your particular service, what is the function which I need to call remotely. And it calls that function remotely. And as soon as it calls your function remotely, based on the command start, stop, your service started, stopped, or gets suspended, whatever the command you have issued. So this is the basic fundamental of the Service Control Manager. I hope you might have understood it. If no, then please let me know. Okay. In the next video, we will see the code. I will explain you the code and I will share the code with you. Till then, have a nice day and bye.